Welcome to Zeitgeist. I'm Zuri, that's Alistair, and today we're covering what might be the biggest story that almost no one is talking about.
Yeah, this one hit me hard when I saw the numbers. Let's get into it.
So yesterday morning, January 27th, a city of 2 million people fell. Goma, the largest city in eastern Congo, was captured by rebels backed by Rwanda in a matter of hours. And this isn't just another headline from a faraway place. This is being called the worst military escalation in Central Africa in over a decade.
Wait, a city of 2 million people just fell? How does that even happen?
It happened shockingly fast. The M23 rebels, that's the group that took the city, they've been fighting in eastern Congo for years. But they launched a rapid offensive over the past few weeks. They took key towns, cut off supply routes, and then basically walked into Goma with minimal resistance. The Congolese army, which has struggled with poor equipment and coordination, essentially collapsed.
And you said Rwanda is backing these rebels?
This is where it gets complicated. For years, Rwanda denied any involvement. They called it a purely Congolese affair. But the evidence has piled up. The UN now confirms that over 4,000 Rwandan troops are operating inside Congo alongside M23. Rwanda has basically shifted from denial to justification. They claim they're protecting ethnic Tutsis in the region and defending against threats from militias linked to the 1994 Rwandan genocide.
Hold on, can you explain that connection? The genocide was 30 years ago.
So in 1994, Rwanda experienced one of the worst genocides in human history. Around 800,000 people, mostly ethnic Tutsis, were killed in about 100 days. After the genocide ended, many of the perpetrators fled into eastern Congo. Some of those groups still exist today, including one called the FDLR, the Democratic Forces for the Liberation of Rwanda. Rwanda's government, led by Tutsis, points to these groups as an ongoing threat. That's their stated justification.
But you're saying the reality is more complicated?
Much more. Analysts say Rwanda's actions look less like self-defense and more like territorial expansion. The M23 and Rwanda now control practically all of North Kivu province, one of the most mineral-rich regions on Earth. They've set up their own local governments, pushed out officials who oppose them. And a key Rwandan official recently made a telling comment. He called the Kivus, that's the eastern Congo region, quote, historic Rwandan lands unjustly taken by European colonial powers.
So this is about land and resources, not just security.
That's what most analysts believe, and here's where this story connects directly to your life. Eastern Congo holds about 40% of the world's tantalum supply. Tantalum comes from a mineral called coltan. It's essential for smartphones, laptops, basically every electronic device you own. The capacitors in your phone that store energy, they need tantalum because it holds high electrical charges in tiny spaces.
So the minerals in my phone might be connected to this conflict?
It's very possible. The UN estimates that M23 collects around $800,000 every single month just from taxing one coltan mine. That money funds their military operations. Companies like Apple and Samsung face pressure to prove their supply chains are clean, but tracking these minerals is incredibly difficult. Paper certifications get forged, tags get stolen, or get smuggled through neighboring countries.
Let's talk about what's actually happening on the ground right now. What are people experiencing?
It's a nightmare. The UN confirmed at least 700 people have been killed since fighting intensified on Sunday, over 2,800 injured. Hospitals are overwhelmed. There are reports of bodies in the streets. And here's the thing, those numbers are almost certainly undercounts, because the chaos makes accurate reporting impossible.
And the displacement numbers?
Staggering. Over 500,000 people have been displaced since January alone. The total displacement from this conflict is now over 2 million. Electricity and water in Goma have been cut since January 26th. Humanitarian warehouses have been looted. Aid workers are describing it as one of the worst humanitarian crises in the world, and they're saying there's nowhere safe left to go.
Who's actually running Goma now?
M23 is effectively in control. They seized the airport, they're patrolling the streets. There's a political umbrella group called the Congo River Alliance, or AFC, that was formed in late 2023 by a former Congolese Electoral Commission chief named Corneille Nangaa. He's a close associate of the former president Joseph Kabila. The AFC officially wants regime change in Kinshasa, the capital, but most observers see it as a political front for M23 and Rwanda's interests.
This sounds like it could spread beyond just this one region.
That's exactly what experts fear. The M23 is already pushing south toward Bukavu, the capital of the neighbouring South Kivu province. And there's another player to watch, Burundi. Burundi has troops in Congo supporting the government, and they have their own interests in South Kivu. Clashes between Rwandan forces and Burundian soldiers have already killed dozens. Some regional diplomats are telling the International Crisis Group there's real risk that Rwanda might try to destabilise Burundi's government too.
So this could become a regional war?
It's not hyperbole. The last time we saw a regional war in Congo was the late 1990s and early 2000s. Multiple countries got involved. Millions of people died, mostly from disease and starvation caused by the chaos. The international community is desperate to prevent a repeat.
What is the international community actually doing about this?
There's a big summit happening tomorrow, January 29th. Kenya's President William Ruto is chairing East African community talks. Both Rwanda's Paul Kagame and Congo's Felix Tshisekedi have agreed to attend. The UN Security Council has demanded M23 stop its offensive and called on Rwanda to withdraw. The US, France and Britain have condemned Rwanda's involvement. Germany cancelled aid talks. Britain is threatening to withhold £32 million in annual assistance.
Do those threats actually mean anything to Rwanda?
That's the big question. Rwanda has one of the most effective militaries in the region, and they've already achieved their immediate objective by taking Goma. Some analysts think Rwanda will try to cement control through proxies, installing M23 allies in key positions. Others think they'll use their military advantage to extract concessions at the negotiating table. What everyone agrees on is that Rwanda has the upper hand right now.
What about the UN peacekeeping mission? Isn't there supposed to be a major force there?
MONUSCO, the UN peacekeeping mission, has about 12,000 troops and is headquartered in Goma. They participated in some battles against the rebels but avoided major confrontations. Frankly, they were overwhelmed. Multiple peacekeepers have been killed. And this isn't the first time MONUSCO has been criticised for being ineffective. The Congolese government has actually been asking them to leave, and the mission has been gradually drawing down.
So, what happens next?
Short term, the priority is preventing more bloodshed in Goma and getting humanitarian aid to millions of desperate people. The crisis group is calling for humanitarian corridors and possibly an alternative African force to take control of Goma while negotiations continue. Long term, this conflict requires addressing root causes that go back decades: ethnic tensions, land disputes, resource control, and the legacies of colonialism and genocide. There are no easy answers.
It's wild that a crisis this massive is getting so little attention.
It really is, and that's partly why we wanted to cover this today. While everyone's focused on AI stocks crashing and political drama at home, millions of people are living through one of the worst humanitarian catastrophes on the planet, and whether we realise it or not, we're all connected to it every time we pick up our phones.
That's a heavy note to end on, but an important one.
We'll keep following this story as it develops. The summit tomorrow could be critical.
If this helped you understand what's happening, hit subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching. This is Zeitgeist.